the 8th of June today, and currently 1:28. Did fitness class yesterday. Shoulders hurt. We were doing like press ups and we were doing a lot of upper body stuff. When last week we were doing a lot of leg stuff, but we were doing a lot of upper body stuff last week. I mean yesterday. So this part now hurts. That kind of is a bit stiff. It's okay. Yeah, but no. Just hurts like the whole around there, the shoulders. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, just got a notification from CHNGE. She liked it and she sent me hearts. Because I tagged her in this CHNGE, if you don't know, is Clocan's new house in the UK, and I saw this video of like this really nice staircase of like, it's kind of like her style, so I tagged her in it because I was like, you know, look at this, because it kind of seems similar to your style of what you want based on pictures I've seen that you like. So I tagged her in that, and yeah, she likes it. She sent me hearts. I look very weird today, I know. Acne, flare up kind of around here. That's kind of cooling down now, but got a flare up there. Going down there, but flare up around here. I did have a headache last night, and also my lips are beginning to crack. Not entirely sure why, but I can't find my super duper lip salve from Keith's lip repair. I can't find it. I don't know. I had it one day and then suddenly it was gone, and I was like, where is it gone? Okay, but my poor lips. Look at that, my poor lips. Can't really see. Oh, okay, see? Anyway, got my whisk, my thing. Just to let you guys know, my editing software is driving me around the bend. Like literally, it's so hard to upload stuff because I haven't got my brain around it. I'm off shopping now. And I have to say that on my video software, it's really hard to get my head around it. Like, I can do it, it's just the exporting the files and stuff. Like, I can do it on Mac, I can do that software, I can do it, it's because I think they're all kind of the same, it's really easy. But exporting it, for some reason I can't do it. I can't do it like I would used to. I don't know if anyone has any advice on that. I don't know, I'm just trying to get things up, like I've actually done and sorted the videos and exported it. It's just, they are taking forever to upload to YouTube, and I have no idea why. I'm like, why? So, I just want to say really sorry about that. But I don't know what to do. I'm trying. I don't know, maybe I'll try and upload it on my old laptop off my old software, and then see if that fixes it. I'm not sure. Maybe it will. I don't know. But yeah. But we'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Thanks everybody. So I'm walking to the shop to pick up stuff for my grandma, and new shoes, which is all fine. But I can. But what happens with my new shoes? I don't know why. My socks. I don't know if it's my shoes that are doing it because my socks are probably fine. But my socks keep falling down inside my shoes. Yeah. I don't know why, but actually. Well, seriously, I didn't brush my hair this morning. I just wash my face and stuff, and just gonna be nice about myself. I don't look that bad. I actually don't. My pony is doing good. Don't actually look that bad, and also the fin don't look that bad either. I'm having a good day. I don't know that. It's a bad day. Anyway, last night, saw the news that they pulled down the statue in Bristol tree. It's now at the bottom of the river. Not sure what will happen now, but probably give us an update today, later. There you go. That happened. I think it's okay, like with protests and everything. I'm perfectly with protesting. I'm with protesting. However, I am with peaceful protest, which is what the majority of people are doing, which is good. And then you get your. So I'm now walking home with 2 bags of shopping either side of me, which are kind of heavy, but I got them balanced, sort of. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Sorry about that. Protesting. I'm all for that. All for getting your voice heard, and that's great. I've protested before peacefully, but when you get the odd few people that want to start and make it a violent protest and purposely hurting people when this whole thing was caused by many people being killed, do you really want to start and injure more people and add more people to that list of people being killed? I don't think so. I don't know if I made that point. I don't know. Anyway, just the rain, no coming, it's good. But peaceful protest. When it comes to violent protest, I think the other group that makes it violent protest, they get more heard, but then they get more heard because of the bad reasons and not the good reason, which is what the protest is about. And you're sort of making people sort of focus on the violence and the reasons for the protest, and that you want a positive outcome from the protest, not a violent one. This is really heavy. But anyway, we'll see what's on the news this evening and see what they're saying, how it's progressing. Yeah. Stay safe, everyone. So I just had a really nice one at the park, and the law of attraction box is up in 17 minutes. I'm gonna buy it. Been waiting for it so long. I'm so excited. The LOA box is up now. Can't believe I'm gonna buy one. Oh. I've been waiting for this because I want one. My goodness, I look terrible. Well, not light in here.
Believe for the 9 minutes it took to asphyxiate George Floyd. The number of UK dead falls to the lowest level since lockdown, prompting the government to declare the virus is in retreat. The Prime Minister urges the country to fight racism peacefully and lawfully in the wake of the weekend protests. And we'll take another look at tomorrow's front pages. That's coming up in the press preview at 11:30. Hello there, good evening. Prince Andrew and the US Justice authorities are engaged in an extraordinary war of words tonight about the Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
Everyone, and it is the one. It's like 10:57 right now, and this has just arrived. Ooh, ta-da! It's a footstool. Itself, so you can sit on it. Wee. Okay, but no, it's mostly a footstool. My dad has this way of saying, like, when he loves something and thinks it's great, he goes like, "Way!" Weird like that. Good morning, everybody. I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm gonna try and sort out my laptop and new video software and see if I can get it to work, because it's really annoying me. But there you go. I'm going to try and do that again. I mean, I've tried like 10 times, so I'll try again and again until it works. And what this one is cheesecake, it's chocolate. Just want to say you have no idea how much I've tried uploading this one video. Uploading this one video is so hard. It's just YouTube is like, no. It's very unhelpful, YouTube. Thanks.
That this young man has done what he has done to let us know who George Floyd was. I'm glad to know that in his last moment of breath, he called for his mother. And that means something.
Children back to school.
not the return to school the government wanted. Ministers forced to deviate from their roadmap to get all primary school kids back into classrooms before the summer holidays.
While we are not able to welcome all primary children back for a full month before the summer, we continue to work with the sector on the next steps. We will be working to bring all children back to school in September.
If the government had brought together everyone involved in implementing these plans from the outset and really taken on board what they had to say, they would not be in the situation of having to roll back at all. Children and young people's education and well-being will have been impacted cruelly by such a prolonged period away from school.
The government's ambition was to get all primary school kids back into school for at least 4 weeks before the summer holidays, but the need to keep class sizes down means schools like this simply don't have the space. Education on a back burner then as the government prioritised a health crisis and now an economic one. But soon they'll be counting the social cost of millions missing out on their education. A fact not lost on this Conservative Select Committee chair.
We campaign for pubs and shops and businesses to open and football matches to start, and yet it is so difficult to reopen our schools. We know that something like 85% of vulnerable children are not going to school at the moment. The longer the schools remain closed, the more we are damaging the life chances of these younger children particularly.
Isn't the problem that you can't have the children back into school if you have to have 2 metres of social distancing?
You have to balance those risks with also the risks of not attending school and the damage that it's doing to potentially to children's futures.
School's out for summer and a September return still a target, not a guarantee. A country already with big educational divides between the rich and the poor, and a gap set to widen in the absence of any clear government plan. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.
Where YouTube, you are so annoying. Look, it's exactly the same as it was when I left it last night. Now I've bought some bread, lovely loaf, and he has a sausage roll for himself. And it's fine. I just donut. That's just so nice when you bite into it. YouTube is loading really slowly, like really slowly. This looks so lovely. But you know, we're carrying on. Green tea. So I'm just going to try and sort that out today, the videos and things today. It's kind of cold outside. Can't see. Oh, here we go. I can see. Oh, I know. Ooh. And but yeah. What do you do when you're in lockdown? You go and look at cars. In the Mercedes garage. Mercedes. That's a Mercedes. We love Mercedes. I never noticed that there were so many TVs in the aisles of Sainsbury's. So I can tell you, I don't even know what I'm making anymore for my dinner. Because I was going to do my rice, eggs, and salmon, but I'm clearly making an omelette right now. I don't know what my brain was doing. But anyway, also a new loaf that Dad bought. It's so soft, look at that, it's great. So yummy. sauce.
The protests of recent times have moved far beyond the streets, and calls for change have now permeated throughout society, with culture, comedy, film and TV now under the spotlight.
Just hold on. And suck it.
From the Civil War epic Gone with the Wind with its racist stereotypes, to Little Britain and its use of blackface characters, popular culture is being reassessed for what is now deemed inappropriate and should be pulled.
I know to some that, I don't know, pulling shows or pulling old movies might seem like a step too far, but ultimately I believe that art is the most powerful weapon in the world, that it shapes perceptions. And so, for instance, if you create characters, i.e. if you demonize black males in narratives time and time again, it moves from a stereotype into an archetype, and then an archetype just goes into our subconscious.
And for these young people, all drama enthusiasts, culture really does matter.
As a black person, seeing these caricatures and these stereotypes, it kind of forces you to be in a box, like, you're black, you can only ever be this, you can never ever be loud, or you can never be the kind of token friend.
People will compare you to different characters in movies, you know, obviously characters that aren't based off of anybody who's real. It's stereotype, and stereotypes can be very damaging to people. So me, myself, I've, like, a lot of stereotypes have been used against me, and it's obviously caused problems for me in my actual life. So I think it's I don't like seeing it on TV.
The sketch show Beau Selector has also been removed and criticised for being racist and outdated. Star Lee Francis has apologised, as have Ant and Dec, for impersonating people of colour in an undercover segment of their show. But there are those who vehemently defend the freedom of comedians to offend and oppose any type of censorship, regardless of the material.
It's not designed to be politically correct. It's designed to be funny. If we can't take the mick out of each other and laugh at each other from time to time, what do we have left? We don't have freedom of speech and we don't have freedom of expression.
And while calls for a reappraisal of our cultural heritage continues, the debate over freedom and offence will also go on. Lucy Cotter, Sky News.
It was so sweet. But yeah, it was...
Where's Mama? I'm having dinner with Mama. I'm going to see Nanny. Yes, we are.
Actually,
Yay!
Hello. Hi, Mum.
Hey, Nanny.
Yeah. Hello. Is that another top? It's really nice. Do you want to go in the garden? You sit in the garden.
It's something rather Tina was saying.
I got pet muffins.
Chocolate chip.
Oh, I like chocolate chip. And we're at the Melm. You look so glamorous now. Fluffy. Soft. Oh, soft. Oh, sparkles. Oh, there's a lot of pink down here. I like this. When I am in the Mel, I try to sit on most of the furniture. But mostly I love going down. Look. The furry carpets. The furry carpets. Oh, this one's so soft. Oh, that's so lovely. By the way, before you come in, you have hand sanitizer put on your hands. No, I like this one. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so soft. It's like you're touching a sheep. Yeah. More. Seriously, this feels like you're touching a sheep, but like one that's been like fluffed up, like been through a salon with hair dryer, blow dryers and everything.
Yep, you go this one. Don't you dare! What are you?
Softer. Mum said it's orgasmic, but seriously, put it in and just slowly like savor it. It's just like so nice. It's just it's like you can melt in that. And I was feeling this and it's sort of yeah. Sorry, Danielle. Just walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Oh, don't. Exactly, big and small. Yeah, big and small. Thank you, Mama. You're welcome. Innuendos. What? I don't know. I put all my Jeffree Star lipstick. Well, that's benefit. But on here, look at that. It just sort of fits through. Like, in there. Oh, lovely. I think that's my favourite one. And that's my next one. That's my next one. That one and that one. Oh, sorry, that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, hang on. I just gotta get this to stand. There we go.